Mark Taylor was viewed as one of the best Indy Lights prospects to come up for quite some time. He was a can't miss, or viewed as the next big thing for the Indy Racing League. But unfortunately, his IndyCar career began and ended in just 2 seasons. Mark Taylor began his racing career racing in Formula Fords in his native home of Britain. He was so good right from the get-go that he ended up winning the 1997 Winter Championship. Come the year 2000, he ended up taking home the European Formula Ford Championship. After that, from 2001 to 2002, he progressed to the British Formula 3 Championship Series, finishing 9th in his first year, and in 2002, scoring his first career win. But the following year in 2003, the world of IndyCar came calling. Panther Racing saw him as a potential prospect for the future, and once they put him in the Indy Lights Series, he immediately showed true championship form. Mark Taylor put together one of the best Indy Lights seasons in series history.
Lifting to Tom Wood's lead. He will try high. Out of turn 3. 1 turn remains. Can Taylor hold him off? Out of turn 4, Mark Taylor will take his 4th win of the year. But a great challenge by Tom Wood, who finishes in 2nd spot.
The instant rise of Mark Taylor was hard to ignore. He walked away in his first Indy Lights season with the series championship. In 11 of 12 starts, he scored 7 wins, 8 podiums, 3 poles, and an average finish of 3.5. It was good enough to walk away with the championship a race early, but it was also good enough to move up the ranks. Panther Racing moved him up to the Indy Racing League, driving the Team Menards number 2. With the instant success he found in Indy Lights, there was a lot of hype surrounding this rookie heading into 2004. But just because you're successful in the development series doesn't automatically mean you're gonna find success here. While he showed good speed at times, mostly in qualifying, his pace on race days were totally atrocious. The end result was one of the worst rookie seasons in IndyCar history.
Car into the wall up in turn 4. Oh no.
That's our pick for the rookie.
That was our pick to win. Mark Taylor. We were really hoping that this guy was going to do well. It looked like he could. Full of confidence coming in here.
Starting to look high, thinking about maybe passing the car up in front. Starts to turn down. The tires are cold there. It wiggles out once. It's got oversteer. It tries to bite you in the back, and sure enough, you can't catch it. The tires are cold right now, and that's when the back end starts to walk itself around. Whoa, this is a problem. This is not good.
Oh, and that's the wall.
That is the wall. Up in the gray, no grip on that dirty gray area, and the end of a great run for Mark Taylor.
Yeah, he was running 7th, the highest place Chevrolet, and that thing just doesn't want to get away from the wall now. Well, and another car takes the wall. 2 of them.
Not been Mark Taylor's day.
Nice passes. Aaron went right through. Now, guys, that's a side-by-side, and I gotta say that it's just maybe a hair high going through the turn.
Oh, no. Mark Taylor.
Now watch, he just changed gears down here. Now watch his hands, how quickly they move. Once the car starts to go loose in the back end, and the impact is so fierce, it actually just knocks the camera off the car. You see all the sparks, the injuries there, and boy, that was close. Castroneves got out of it, and Manning almost chucked right into him.
There was some concern with Mark Taylor because the warm-up session wasn't very good at all for Mark. There you see back from his car, Tony Kanaan closing in. Tony made a try as they went into 1 on the last lap and then had to drop back.
I asked Mark just a little while ago, I said, is the car working just the way it did in qualifying? He says, I think so, I just can't get it to turn though.
Back at Richmond International Raceway, the caution lights just come on again. This time it's Dario Franchitti and Mark Taylor. Taylor was 4 laps behind the race. Franchitti trying to catch up to the front.
Here we go right now. See, it's the right front, left rear touching, as we've seen before. And when a car's not working well, like Taylor had as he hit the safer barrier there on the high side, you come in high and you try to get down to that low section by the yellow line, down by the apex, when your car is not working.
Get ready for this stat line. His first 6 starts with Panther Racing resulted in 5 DNFs. The only race he ended up finishing would be at Phoenix, 2 2 laps down. Keep in mind, this is with Panther Racing, one of the premier teams in the Indy Racing League at the time. The bottom line is, he completely struggled to adapt to the top series, and after being involved in 5 incidents in the first 6 starts, he was dropped by Panther Racing in favor of Townsend Bell. After missing just 1 race, he was signed by Access Motorsports to drive the 13 car. It was a recent startup team owned by former Indy Racing League champion Greg Ray. They didn't have the prestige of Panther Racing, but right from the get-go, they showed they could be somewhat successful. In his first outing with the team, he scored his best IndyCar finish, finishing 7th. He would only finish inside the top 10 one more race after that.
And we got a car against the wall, and it's Mark Taylor. The yellow just comes out, and comes out at a pretty advantageous time for the rest of the field. But Mark Taylor with some pretty serious right side damage. We've got 2 angles. The first from Townsend. See if they got together. Well, yeah, yeah, you bet they did.
Now, right there, you have to say that you have to look at Mark Taylor and say, man, somebody's coming up on the inside of you. His spotter should have told him, but I will give him the benefit of the doubt right now that in turn 2, it's very difficult for the spotters to see because of the bridge over there, so he might have got surprised.
Only one angle for you. There is Mark Taylor, and if there would be damage, it would be on the right side of the car, so you can rest assured they're going to spend some time looking at it. Excuse me, that's Townsend Bell.
Oh, shit, there we go. Could see that one coming.
Yeah.
Yep. See that one coming.
They worked on that one, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
You all right there, Mark? You got a copy there, Mark?
He's climbing out.
He's all right, wheels off.
See, there he goes, and he maybe didn't have an indication from his spotter that Mark was up there. In any case, both coming off of turn 4, doing 215 miles an hour. That impact against the wall, and then with all those flames going right over Mark Taylor right now, that is a scary ride, let me tell you.
He was unable to repeat some of his stellar qualifying performances from earlier in the season. At least he was able to finish most of the races with them, that being 7 of 9, with his best finish being 7th twice in his first and final start. His 2004 Indy Racing League rookie season stats are this: 0 wins, 0 podiums, 0 poles, only 4 laps led, and an average finish of 16.2. And after winning 7 races in Indy Lights, he would match that, unfortunately in a different category, with 7 DNFs. Mark Taylor would never race in IndyCars again after his rookie season, and actually he would never race again professionally, retiring at just the age of 26. It's unclear whether he retired because nobody would simply hire him or if he just had enough of racing, but one thing's for sure: this was by far one of the biggest rises and falls in record time, going from a potential prospect one year to an IndyCar bust the next. And once again, that'll do it for another video. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Black Flags Matter. Catch you next time.